Hey, good afternoon, ProStart students. It's me, Chef Jackson Lamb, over here at Metro State University of Denver, Colorado, Rocky Mountains. Come on, visit us. Hey, here I am. We're going over Chapter 8 today for Level 2 of ProStart. Chapter 8 is Introduction to Cost Control. When I saw this chapter, I got a big smile on my face because this is actually one of my favorite courses to teach here at Metro State University. And I've been doing it here for about 18 years, so I know my way around a profit and loss statement. And you will learn that too in your class with ProStart. As I give you an overview of this chapter, please know that there's a lot of things I cannot explain in this video, but you're going to have to work with your teacher at your high school. And one thing before I get started, I was talking to a local restaurant owner last year, and he said to me that one of the most frustrating things when he's hiring a new manager, here's somebody coming out of college, somebody coming up through the ranks of the restaurant. When he's hiring a new manager, he says, listen, take a look at this profit and loss statement and tell me what you see. They don't see anything. That's the problem. This chapter talks about profit and loss statements and how we get to that point. And hopefully you'll understand that. But, you know, there are several chapters that follow that deal with various cost control issues. This is an overview. Let's get right into it, okay? So, introduction to cost control. The four main costs that we need to control is our food cost, our beverage cost, our labor cost, and lately in the last 10 years, that's been booming. We hear about labor expenses all the time. And then the last one is what we call our overhead costs. Let's break that down. For starters, what I just listed are either variable costs or fixed costs. Sometimes they're called controllable costs and non-controllable costs. Let's analyze that. When we look at a food cost, okay, food cost, and we know that what food costing is all about, food cost is variable. As our sales volume goes up, the expenses that we have to use to purchase food, they both go up together. Hopefully, when expenses come down, costs come down. Cost control is really determining the relationship between two different numbers. I'm going to give you a little demo in a little bit. Product cost could be food cost. Beverage cost could be beer, wine, and alcohol. Or in your ProStart program, you could have all your food as food sales, and any beverage that you have, that could be coffee, that could be tea, that could be soft drinks, bottled water, that could be considered a beverage cost. There's no right or wrong way to set it up as long as you set it up that way and then be consistent. I will say that most restaurants look at a sale of Coke or a sale of coffee as a food sale, and they'll look at wine, beer, and alcohol as a beverage sale. If we move ahead, labor is the biggest concern right now. We see the minimum wage going up all the time. We see that to get anybody to be working for us, we have to pay them an hourly wage. We just need to make sure that we're getting performance out of the people that we hire, and that everything is, that we can be profitable, that's all. Moving down here a little bit more, we get into overhead or the non-controllable expenses. As a manager, when you take a look at your food costs, you can control that. You can lower portions, you can eliminate waste, you can make your food costs go from a 35% down to a 32%. That's doable, that's controllable. The same thing is true with labor. With labor, if we see that we don't have a lot of high volume, we send people home. We try to eliminate the cost of labor if the sales are not going to be there. These are controllable costs. When it comes to non-controllable costs, that's rent, that's insurance, that's depreciation. That is those expenses that we can't change. Utilities is another one. So we need to be able to be cognizant of those expenses. You know, there's going to be more cost control videos and more chapters in this textbook. This is just an overview. Hey, come on over here. I want to show you one more thing before we call it quits. When we're dealing with cost control, bear this in mind, whether it is food cost, liquor cost, or labor cost. Cost over sales equals percentage. This is the formula, ladies and gentlemen, right here. This is what cost control is all about in our industry. If this is our food cost, let's take the ProStart menu as an example. Let's say we've got a hamburger up here. The hamburger sells for $9, okay? By the time we get the patty and the bun and the lettuce and the tomato and the onion and the pickle and the French fries, maybe that costs us $3. What is the relationship between the cost and the sale price? If we divide this out, our food cost is 33%. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that simple. It really is simple, but we have to work it every day. All right? Hey, it's Chef Jackson Lamb down at Metro State. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.